on the 4th day of the BookTube Readathon, and I thought it was about time that I let you guys know how I'm doing. So we're just gonna jump right into how I'm doing. Okay, so we're on day 4 and I finished 4 books. Yes, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm pretty proud of myself. I read a book a day and I'm very proud of myself. So the first book that I read, it fulfills the challenge of read an author with the same first letter of your last name that you share. Yeah, so my last name starts with C, and Meg Cabot's last name starts with C. So I read Princess on the Brink, which is the 8th book in the Princess Diary series, and I really did not like this book. I didn't like the storyline, I didn't like the ending, and I didn't like the attitude that all of the characters, including the adults, had about sex. That they're like, I think at one point someone said, it's just sex, it's no big deal. Really? That's the message you want to be sending the girls that are reading these books? I don't think so. So it just wasn't okay with me, and I just thought it was a really silly concept of what was going on, and so I ended up giving this book a 2.5 out of 5 stars. I was really generous with that. So that was day 1. I finished that book on day 1. I did stay up really late. I started reading at like 1 a.m. on the first day, so that was fun. Okay, and then the second book that I started on day 1 and finished on day 2, which is the first book in this selection of novellas, The Spring Brides, and the first one is The March Bride by Rachel Hawk, and it's a continuation of Susanna's story from Once Upon a Prince, and I thought it was a great continuation of the story. I thought it was a great just to get to be in these characters' worlds again and just to see their story continue to develop. I really enjoyed it. I did feel that the ending was rather abrupt. I would have liked it to be a little bit more fleshed out, but this is a novella. It was 120 pages, but it could have been 150 and the ending be a little bit more developed, but it was still enjoyable. I think I gave this book a 4 out of 5 stars. So that was the middle of day 2, and I started another book and I finished it on day 3, and that book was Princess Mia by Meg Cabot, the 9th book in the Princess Diary series, and I actually had messed up on my TBR video. I thought that the next book I'm going to show you was the 9th book in the series, and it turns out it was the 10th, and so I had to do a little bit rearranging on my TBR, but it's okay. It doesn't matter. Okay, so Princess Mia, the 9th book in the Princess Diary series. It starts like the next day after Princess on the Brink, and I did enjoy this a lot more. I thought it was about time that the adults in Mia's life finally acted like adults and stood up for Mia and forced her to deal with her problems and got her some help, and I really appreciated that. I did enjoy the way the story developed. There were a few parts where I'm like, oh my gosh, really? But it was good, and I thought it was well done, and I gave this book a 3.5 out of 5 stars. Okay, and then that was day 3, and then on day 4 I finished a book just like a few hours ago, and can you guess which book it is? It's The Forever Princess by Meg Cabot, the 10th and final installment in the Princess Diaries. I mean, unless you count Royal Wedding, which I guess technically it is. So this one actually ends up, it's 2 years after, almost 2 years after Princess Mia. Princess Mia starts in the beginning of her junior year, and you hear nothing from her until the couple weeks before her graduation in her senior year, and so you miss a lot. You don't really know what's going on, but she does a really good job of filling you in and just explaining why she's been absent, and I thought this was a decent end to the series. I liked how Mia, I don't know, I liked Mia's growth, but she was still doing stupid stuff, and I don't know, it was good and enjoyable, and I did stay up really late or really early depending on how you want to look at it, and glad I actually read it because I think it's a fun series. It's not the greatest literature I've ever read, and I think Mia's not the greatest role model ever, but I think it's fun, and I am looking forward to reading The Royal Wedding. Okay, so I realized that I forgot to talk about the challenges that these other books accomplished. I did talk about Princess on the Brink with March Bride by Rachel Hawk. This fulfilled the challenge of read a book that I really want to read. And then Princess Mia, this fulfilled the book of the last book you acquired. I got at the library. And then Forever Princess, I pushed this one over to read a book with blue on the cover. Look, the whole cover is blue. Yay! So that is how I'm doing on the BookTube-a-thon. I read 4 books. We're on day 4. I only have 3 left, and how awesome is that? I'm feeling pretty good because one of those is my graphic novel that I cannot let go of. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to be able to finish all 7 books. I don't know if I will continue, if I finish all 7, if I will read another one, because it's all I've been doing is reading. So a lot of other things have kind of not been happening. So, okay, guys, I hope you're having a great time in the read-a-thon. If you are participating, let me know how you're doing. What's been one of your favorite books you've read so far? And if you haven't caught The Adventures of Mr. Potato Head, I'll put a link down below because he's had some adventures, guys. They're pretty fun. Yeah, don't you think? He says so too. Yes, he's had fun. He's sorry he didn't make one today. He didn't have an adventure today. But he wanted to join me on my video here. Okay, I hope you guys are having a great book. We're going to end this before I continue just to ramble and be silly. I'll see you guys on the flip side. Bye! Hey, Mr. Potato Head. Yes? Have you had fun?